Further, in the second para, the poetess again talks about sea. She says, "No longer delay, let us hasten away in the track of the seagull's call. The sea is our mother, the cloud is our brother, the waves are our comrades all. What though we toss at the fall of the sun where the hands of the sea god drives? He who holds the storm by the hair will hide in his breast our lives." So, in the second stanza, now the poet asks the fishermen to do everything fast. The gulls call, that is, the seagulls are the birds' children who eat the fishes that they get from the sea. The seagulls, they call, is a symbol used to depict that morning is near. So it's time now, be ready. The morning is near of the independence. We'll get the independence. The poet calls sea as their mother, cloud as brother, the sea waves as their comrades, companion. Here again the poet uses personification. So mother, sea, cloud, sea waves, all are natural things which are regarded as people, as human beings. Sea as mother, cloud as brother, sea waves as their comrades. So they are all personified. Sea is considered the mother because it feeds them and helps them to sustain their life. It is giving them some or to earn bread, the fish to earn. Then it is feeding them with different kinds of fish, different kind of things which is there hid inside the sea. Then similarly, clouds are their brothers because they guide the fishermen, while the waves are companions because they keep moving with them. The poet thus wants to say that they are all family and help each other. Now she urges others not to fear, because even if they could not return back by the sunset, the sea god, which according to her holds the sea storm by the hair, will save them, and as if the sea will be hiding them in her breast for the lifetime. So this way, in the second stanza, the poetess has urged her freedom fighter brothers not to be scared of anything, because they will be coming back. The sea god will be always there with them, and they will hold the sea storm by the hair and will save them. So, as if the freedom fighters, the brothers, they will be saved by all the people in the country. The mothers, all sisters, all will be there with them. They will be holding them and they will be safeguarding them. Let them go and fight. They are backing them up. Now, in the third stanza, sweet is the shade of coconut glade. The poet says, sweet is the shade of the coconut glade, and the scent of the mango grove, and sweet are the sands at the full of the moon, with the sound of the voices we love. But sweeter, O brothers, the kiss of the spray and the dance of the wild foam's glee. Row, brothers, row to the edge of the verge, where the low sky meets with the sea. And finally, in the third stanza, children, the poetess, she's saying that the shade of the coconut glade, the scent of mango grove, and the sands at the moon, over the moon, with the sound of the voices they love, are sweet and enjoyable. But these joys are temporary, all these joys. Rather, they should go for the kiss of the spray, that is, the water drops falling on the face while in the sea, and the dance of the foam's glee, the foam which forms by the up-down movement of the tides, which according to the poet are sweeter and work struggling. So in the last line again, she asks the fishermen to depart for the point in the sea where the sun meets the sky, that is horizon, children. Symbolically, it refers to infinity, or a place without end. In this perspective, she asks the fishermen to dive into the infinite sea. So, the poetess, throughout the poem, children, she is just struggling to tell the people, tell her brother, tell her freedom fighters to rise up and go and confront the Britishers. She says that you have to waken up. It is better to not to hide among those things which are being provided by the nature. Don't keep standing under the shade of the coconut tree, or just enjoying the scent of mango groove, or just play in the sand and keep on enjoying these joys which are very temporary. So better go, get up and fight for your freedom. Fight as a nation all together, fight for your freedom. And finally, she asked the fisherman to depart for the point in the sea where sun meets the sky. So better you depart. After doing all your work, please depart. So symbolically, it refers to infinity or a place without end. In this perspective, children, she asks the fisherman to dive into the infinite sea. So this was all about your Coromandel fisherman. Thank you, children.